Chapter 33. The Battle Between Legends. It has been several hours since Rimuru, milf, and Velzard have engaged in a three-way deadlock. Up until now, they have just used sloppy moves to warm up. But still, their warm-up has destroyed more than 2 continents. Constantly using the same moves, Velzard grew bored and decided to spice things up. So, he detached himself from Rimuru and milf, and started to gather a small amount of energy in his hand. "This is becoming boring, Rimuru. Let me spice things up," Velzard said, and without waiting for any response, he started to prepare an attack. Kamehameha. Velzard fired his attack towards Rimuru. Initially, this attack was powerful enough to destroy a large galaxy, but because it's just the start of the fight, Velzard didn't fire this attack at its full power. Right now, this attack is strong enough to only destroy some planets or small solar system inside the cardinal world. Seeing Velzard's incoming attack, Rimuru threw milf towards it. After being thrown by Rimuru, milf looked towards the attack and said, "Something like this is not even capable of scratching me." She deflected Velzard's attack with her bare hands. Due to milf deflecting the attack, the trajectory of Velzard's attack changed, and it started to head towards the planet. Soon enough, it collided with the planet, causing it to explode like a firecracker. "Hey, that looks beautiful," Rimuru commented after seeing the destruction of the planet. "Yeah, it does." Milf also said this after witnessing the explosion. "Alright, guys, time to get serious," Rimuru said, and he started to release some of his ore. Seeing Rimuru getting started, Velzard, along with milf, also released almost half of their ore. After all of them released this much ore, almost half of the cardinal world was destroyed. "Show me your power," Rimuru said to them. Just as Rimuru said that, he started to attack them. And once again, he engaged with Velzard and milf in hand-to-hand combat. Soon, the serious battle between milf and Velzard versus Rimuru began. Whenever their punches and kicks collide, the sheer force generates shockwaves that ripple through the cardinal world, causing destruction in their wake, exacerbated by the potent ore they are releasing. Velzard, the greatest martial artist in the whole of existence, ranks only below Rimuru, Ciel, and Velzard in his prime. Currently, Velzard's martial arts skills are far suppressed by anyone. There is no one in his entire existence who can match his skills except Rimuru, Ciel, and Velzard. If current Velzard's martial arts skills were compared with those of Velzard after his creation of the world self, then Velzard far outclasses him in martial arts skills. He is so skilled that, in 5 to 6 moves, he can defeat the likes of Guy. On the other hand, milf is also not far behind them because this year she also honed her skills with Velzard for this battle. She is nowhere near the level of Velzard, but still, with brute force, she is deadly. If we were to compare her skills with others, she would be at the level of Guy and Diablo. As for Rimuru, he is countering their each and every attack with ease, because he is more skilled than both of them. Every time Velzard tries to attack Rimuru, he always blocks Velzard's attack with his own or positions himself in a way that Velzard's attack inadvertently targets milf. With each punch Velzard throws at Rimuru, he increases the power and speed behind his assaults, a tactic mirrored by milf. In a particularly intense moment, Velzard aims a powerful right punch at Rimuru, who effortlessly evades the blow and counters with a swift kick directed at milf. However, to his surprise, milf swiftly swaps places with Velzard, who is ready to counterattack and deliver a powerful blow towards Rimuru. Velzard and milf have devised a cunning strategy. Whenever Rimuru attempts to attack milf and Velzard is positioned to retaliate against Rimuru, they swiftly switch places with each other, and vice versa. This tactic requires impeccable timing and coordination, as both of them must utilize their skills simultaneously. And because they possess God-series skills, on top of that, they have the sub-skill space-time domination, which grants them complete control over the elements of space and time. Utilizing this extraordinary ability, they can swiftly switch places with each other during battle. However, mastering this technique wasn't easy. It required relentless training, continuous improvement, and countless experiments. But now, they execute it flawlessly, giving them a significant advantage in combat situations. Their mastery of space-time domination not only showcases their exceptional abilities, but also highlights the depth of their strategic prowess. And in the midst of their current confrontation, they unleash this impressive technique, demonstrating their unrivaled skill and coordination on the battlefield. And currently, they are using the same tactic, demonstrating their synchronized skills with space-time domination. "Take this, brother. This is my new attack," Velzard said to Rimuru. Velzard's style Chaos Ray. Velzard shouted and fired his new attack towards Rimuru. As he unleashed the Chaos Ray towards Rimuru, he had a massive smirk on his face. This attack, the Chaos Ray, is an improved and more powerful version of his previous attack, the Kamehameha. While similar to the Kamehameha in some ways, the Chaos Ray differs in its execution. Unlike the Kamehameha, where the user gathers energy in their hands and releases it like a beam, the Chaos Ray employs a different method. In the Chaos Ray, Velzard not only gathers energy akin to that of the Kamehameha, but does so in significantly larger quantities. As part of the process, Velzard adds a unique twist by concentrating some of his magicules in the center of the energy buildup. This concentrated core is then enveloped by layers of aura and energy, forming a protective shell. The shell consists of 2 layers. An outer layer, thinner but charged with energy, and an inner layer, denser and more solid. When Velzard unleashes the attack, it travels towards the target, resembling the trajectory of a Kamehameha. However, upon impact, the intricacies of the chaos ray come into play. Upon contact with the target, the outer shell surrounding the concentrated energy fractures, dispersing the shockwave of the impact throughout the inner layer. This results in the fragmentation of the inner layer into numerous small pieces. As the inner shell fragments, the concentrated energy within it undergoes an explosive release. The explosion not only amplifies the force of the attack, but also propels the shattered pieces of the inner layer outward at velocities exceeding the speed of light. This ensures that the target is bombarded with energy projectiles at point-blank range. The innovative design of the Chaos Ray grants it unprecedented destructive potential. It has enough power to destroy several galaxies, not only due to its sheer force, but also because of its unique mechanism for delivering devastating blows to multiple targets simultaneously. As Rimuru faces Velzard's attack head-on without attempting to shield himself, a massive explosion occurs. Seeing his attack land on Rimuru, Velzard is thrilled to witness the results of his hard work. He spent almost 5 years perfecting this attack, and now the moment of truth has arrived. How was it, Rimuru? I have created this new Velzard-style attack. It is several times more powerful than before, Velzard asked Rimuru, boasting himself. Was that supposed to hurt me? Rimuru asked from within the smoke, though his shining golden eyes were visible outside. If yes, then it's not powerful enough because it didn't even tickle me, Rimuru said after the smoke cleared. Even after enduring the attack, he didn't have a scratch on his body. Ha 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 ha. Just as I expected. It doesn't have the slightest effect on you, brother. Velzard exclaimed jovially. Yeah, if something like this is going to hurt us, then how are we supposed to fight each other? Milf added her thoughts. Enough talking. Let's resume our battle, Rimuru declared. Just as he said that, Milf and Velzard dashed towards Rimuru. Soon, they once again engaged in deadly hand-to-hand combat. Velzard launched a powerful kick aimed at Rimuru, but Rimuru anticipated the attack and caught him by his legs, throwing him towards Milf. In midair, Velzard and Milf looked toward each other and nodded. They seamlessly switched places with each other. Milf appeared in Velzard's place with an attack in hand that she had prepared for Rimuru. Here I go, Drago Buster. Milf declared and threw her attack towards Rimuru. It is a downgraded version of the original attack, Drago Nova. Even though this attack is a downgraded version of the original, it still has the potential to easily destroy planets within the cardinal world. Seeing her attack, Rimuru closed his eyes and reopened them, revealing red patterns. This was because Rimuru had activated his Eyes of Destruction. Just like that, Milf's attack vanished before it even reached Rimuru. Without wasting any time, Milf appeared in front of Rimuru and delivered an uppercut. Rimuru took the blow without resistance, having anticipated the incoming Velzard, who was about to kick him. Thus, he strategically accepted Milf's attack to shift his position, knowing that this would allow Milf to intercept Velzard's attack. But to his surprise, Velzard changed his attack pattern in such a way that his attack would now propel Milf towards Rimuru for another assault. Just like that, Milf received a push from Velzard and was propelled towards Rimuru, surpassing her previous speed. They had already transcended the concept of speed and possessed immeasurable speed. This was possible because all of them were capable of manipulating information particles. In other words, they had transcended information particles. Information particles are the smallest particles contained within all matter in the world, including souls and even skills. Their mass is as close to zero as it gets. They are unaffected by space and time, and are thus able to transfer information in any situation. In other words, information particles transcend space and time. This also means that the people who transcend information particles also transcend space and time. Because of this, these individuals are able to move in a suspended world where time is stopped. Additionally, because they transcend space, they are able to move, ignoring space itself. In other words, they possess immeasurable speed, to the point where even the speed of light seems like slow motion to them. She headed towards Rimuru, hand cocked back, intent on delivering a powerful punch. She planned to utilize almost all of her current strength in this attack, leaving nothing in reserve, not even a fraction. However, Rimuru anticipated her approach and countered by delivering a punch to Milf with even greater force than she intended. This unexpected move caught Milf off guard. And boom! Their fists collided with a resounding impact, sending shockwaves reverberating through the air. The sheer force of their clash echoed across the battlefield. In the aftermath, Milf found herself staggering backward from the force of Rimuru's punch. Despite her initial momentum, she was unable to withstand the overwhelming strength behind Rimuru's blow. This exchange of blows demonstrated the intensity of their battle, and the formidable power wielded by both Rimuru and Milf. As their fists collided, it generated massive shockwaves that obliterated more than half of the cardinal world. Due to that impact, milm was propelled backward towards Veldora with even greater speed than she had approached Rimuru. Fortunately, this was not an issue, as Veldora had already caught milm. Ha 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 ha. That was thrilling. My hand is tingling from the impact. Milm exclaimed after Veldora caught her. Yeah, this is fun. It's been ages since I had such a good fight, Veldora added, sharing his thoughts. Let's talk, more fight, Rimuru said as he appeared in front of them and started to ruthlessly attack them. However, they also retaliated against his assaults, matching his punches and kicks with their own. Each blow was met with a corresponding strike, intensifying the exchange of attacks. With every attack, they increased the force behind their strikes, intensifying the intensity of the battle. Once again, they found themselves locked in close quarters combat, exchanging blows in a relentless struggle for dominance. It has been so much time that if time were moving instead of being stopped, several weeks' worth of time would have passed since they engaged in hand-to-hand combat. Throughout this entire duration, surprisingly, none of them had unleashed their full strength yet. Milm hadn't even activated her stamped mode once, sticking to her true form throughout the entire ordeal. Similarly, Veldora, too, hadn't resorted to his magical attacks or flashy sword techniques. He seemed content with using only his bare fists, showcasing his martial arts prowess. He didn't even use his ultimate skill, except for the occasional usage of space-time domination. The same goes for Milm too, as she also didn't use her ultimate skill, except for occasional usage of space-time domination. Even Rimuru, despite his arsenal of infinite and versatile skills, had refrained from using anything besides the occasional eyes of destruction. It was as if they were all testing each other's limits, engaging in a dance of martial prowess, rather than an all-out battle of power. This is getting boring, guys. Let's ramp up the power, Milm exclaimed after recovering from the kick she received from Rimuru. Yeah, let's do it, Veldora chimed in, separating himself from Rimuru and appearing beside Milm. Bring it on, guys, Rimuru responded, releasing more of his ore. Just as he said that, Milm activated stamped mode, transforming into her battle form. Veldora also released more than half of his ore, and began using his ultimate skill. The cardinal world was overwhelmed by the sudden increase in their power. The combined overflow of aura from Milm, Veldora, and Rimuru proved too much for the world to contain, leading to its complete destruction. Now, only the protective dimensional barrier constructed by Veldanava remained intact, though it too was now on the verge of collapsing under the immense strain. Rimuru, here we come, Veldora and Milm exclaimed simultaneously as they dashed towards Rimuru. Now, they moved at a speed even greater than before. Their previous pace seemed sluggish compared to their current speed. Soon enough, they clashed once again. As they collided, Veldora attempted to deliver an uppercut to Rimuru. However, Rimuru effortlessly blocked the attack and turned his attention to Milm, who was about to kick him. He caught Milm's incoming kick while still holding Veldora with one hand. After seizing both of them, he threw them in opposite directions, but they managed to halt mid-air and redirect themselves toward Rimuru. Veldora charged his leg with aura to deliver a kick, while Milm coated her hands with aura and magicule for a punch. As they closed in on Rimuru, he didn't flinch. Instead, he caught both of them and redirected their attacks to collide with each other. However, they brushed off the impact as if it were nothing. Veldora merely coated his leg with his aura, which wasn't enough to inflict damage on Milm. Additionally, Milm was in her stampede mode, specializing in both offensive and defensive capabilities, which prevented her from taking any damage. Veldora also employed his ultimate skill to reduce any potential harm he might receive. Likewise, Milm only coated her hands with magic and aura, which was insufficient to make a strong impact on Veldora. With the combination of his ultimate skills, Veldora remained unscathed. After compassing themselves, they once again launched an attack on Rimuru. Veldora occasionally unleashed his Chaos Ray, his various Veldora-style killing arts, and some of his Tempest arts, along with other attacks he had developed during his free time against Rimuru. However, Rimuru adeptly used his Eyes of Destruction, dodged, or positioned Milm as a shield against Veldora's assaults. Similarly, Milm unleashed several Drago Nova and Drago Buster attacks on Rimuru. Yet, Rimuru skillfully evaded or neutralized the assaults using his Eyes of Destruction, dodging, or positioning Veldora as a barrier against Milm's barrage. And guys, tell me, am I the only one who is imagining Rimuru doing this and everything that I write, or are there more people like me? After fighting for weeks worth of time, they finally stopped and separated from each other. It's been good and all, but I think it's time we got serious. I'm starting to get bored, Rimuru remarked in a bored tone. Yeah, me too. I'm getting bored as well, Milm chimed in. Then there's no holding back anymore. From now on, we'll go all out, Veldora declared. Just as he said that, he started to release all of his aura without holding back, letting it surge freely. Following him, Milm also unleashed her full power, releasing all the energy she had been suppressing until now. She also activated her Magicule's breeder reactor, causing her Magicules to skyrocket. Her magicules increased to 1.5 times their original size and continued to grow. Currently, both Velzard and Milm possess an equal amount of magic and existence value. Observing them, Rimuru also released more of his power. The released aura was too much for the cardinal world to handle, and the dimensional layer created by Veldanava was destroyed. Some of the multiverses from the outside world were also obliterated in the process. Right now, each of their auras alone could easily destroy several multiverses without much effort. The real battle begins now, Rimuru exclaimed, his excitement evident as the anticipation of the impending clash grew. Chapter 34. The end of the legendary battle. The real battle begins now, Rimuru exclaimed, his excitement evident as the anticipation of the impending clash grew. Just as Rimuru said, he appeared between both of them and delivered simultaneous kicks. After being struck by Rimuru's kick, both of them shot off in opposite directions with immeasurable speed. However, they managed to regain their stability in the middle and hold their ground. They looked towards each other, nodding, and Velzard began preparing an attack, while Milm engaged in battle with Rimuru. Right now, for others like Guy, Diablo, Velzard, and Velgrynd, their speed is too much. They can't even see them at the moment. The only way they perceive Rimuru, Milm, and Veldor's movements is through the trails of light left behind. For the likes of Rain, Miseri, and Luminous, they are invisible. Occasional explosions and shockwaves are their only cues that the fight is still ongoing. As they continue to watch, their excitement only increases. Meanwhile, Veldor is ready to unleash his attack. Rimuru, brace yourself. Witness the might of my latest creation, the turbulence wave. Veldor's voice boomed with anticipation, his eyes blazing with determination as he unleashed a devastating torrent of energy aimed directly at Rimuru. The space and time around them seemed to warp and distort as the swirling vortex of power surged forward, promising an epic clash of titans. This new attack, Turbulence Wave, is a more improved combination of Veldor's previous attacks, Fertility Paradox and Chaos Ray. Fertility Paradox is also one of Veldor's new attacks, or rather a magical spell, although technically it's Veldor's divine protection. However, it can be utilized as an offensive magic spell. Fertility Paradox is an ability that utilizes the opponent's body as its core, shrouding the surrounding area in darkness. It operates by transforming the state of magicules, purifying them, and simultaneously harnessing the target as an energy source. Moreover, it possesses the capability to accelerate the growth of nature and restore ravaged lands to their former state. The culmination of this ability results in the creation of vast forests teeming with lush vegetation. Meanwhile, the opponent is absorbed into the earth, their essence melding with the land. The regeneration of their body would require centuries, if not millennia, to complete. Drawing from the core essence of Fertility Paradox, which involves the manipulation and purification of magicules, Veldor integrated it with aspects of Chaos Ray to create his latest technique, the powerful and devastating attack known as the Turbulence Wave. In executing this technique, Veldor concentrates a vast amount of magic and channels his aura into his hands, akin to the Kamehameha. This energy is then encased in 2 layers, mimicking the structure of a Chaos Ray, before incorporating the core essence of the Fertility Paradox. Operating similarly to Chaos Ray but enhanced by the additive properties of Fertility Paradox, this attack surpasses its predecessors in sheer power and destructive force. Upon impact, it unleashes waves of energy that surge through the target's body, inducing a transformation in the magic within the target's body. This transformation leads to the purification of opponent's energy, collapsing the target's physical, spiritual, and astral bodies, along with the target's soul, in an instantaneous and irreversible manner, reducing the target to nothingness within seconds. It is even capable of erasing the information particles from existence. Following the initial impact, the residual energy within the attack detonates explosively, mirroring the aftermath of the Chaos Ray. This secondary explosion extends its destructive reach to annihilate everything within its vicinity. With a magnitude of 20 to 30 times the destructive force of the Chaos Ray alone, this technique possesses the capability to obliterate more than half of the cardinal world. And right now, Veldor has unleashed this attack at full power towards Rimuru. While Veldor prepared to unleash the attack, Rimuru was engaged in combat with Milm. However, upon noticing Veldor's readiness to strike, Milm ceased her assault and swiftly positioned herself beside Veldor. As Veldor discharged his attack, the turbulence wave surged towards Rimuru at incredible speed. In a matter of milliseconds, the attack was mere millimeters away from Rimuru. Observing his attack closing in on Rimuru, Veldor brimmed with anticipation, eager to witness the effects of his new technique. He had dedicated considerable effort and conducted numerous experiments to develop a method to utilize the Fertility Paradox, without relying on the opponent's core as a power source. And now, Veldor eagerly anticipates the outcome of his diligent efforts. Finally, his attack hit Rimuru. However, instead of resorting to defensive measures such as erecting a barrier or evading, Rimuru simply raised one hand in front of him, as if trying to stop the attack with his bare hand, and faced it head-on. The result was a colossal explosion. A very, very big explosion. This blast obliterated more than one multiverse that lay behind Rimuru. Impressive. Very impressive. Rimuru exclaimed with a big smile on his face. At this moment, Rimuru is genuinely impressed by Veldor's new attack, which managed to tickle his arm. Despite Rimuru intentionally limiting his powers to match their level, he still maintained superiority over both of them combined. Thus, the fact that Veldor's attack was able to affect him in any way is a remarkable achievement. Thanks, brother. I specially crafted this attack for our battle. Veldor replied to Rimuru in a joyful tone, clearly pleased with the success of his new technique. Right now, Veldor is ecstatic. Rimuru has praised his attack, and considering how much he admires and respects Rimuru, receiving acknowledgement and appreciation from Rimuru has made him happy and lifted his spirits. This is getting fun, let's go. milf exclaimed and dashed towards Rimuru once again. Following her lead, Veldor also launched an attack on Rimuru. But Rimuru had other plans in mind. He swiftly vanished and reappeared before them, delivering powerful punches that sent both milf and Veldor hurtling in the same direction. As they collided after traversing some distance, they sustained considerable damage. I've endured many of your attacks, so it's only fair I return the favor, right? Allow me to demonstrate my generosity with one of my own attacks. Rimuru declared, energy crackling in his hands. Tempest Arts. Series 5. Technique 327. Divine Cataclysm. Apocalypse First. Rimuru's voice boomed as he unleashed his attack on milf and Veldor. This technique, the Divine Cataclysm. Apocalypse Burst, resembles milf's Drago Nova, but with significant enhancements. Infused with the essence of Veldor's Chaos Ray, it possesses unparalleled power and the ability to penetrate any barrier with ease. Note: only when used by Rimuru and Ciel. If Veldor were to use it, barriers like Castle Guard could block it. However, he can increase the success rate through probability manipulation. After hearing this, they both created their strongest barriers around them. milf deployed the invisible barrier, which she had inherited from Veldanova. Its durability is comparable to Michael's Castle Guard. In addition to this barrier, she utilized one of the sub-skills of her ultimate skill, Star Barrier, known as one of the strongest barriers, matching the durability of Michael's Castle Guard. On the other hand, Veldor employed one of the sub-skills of his ultimate skill, Multi-Dimensional Barrier, which also forms one of the strongest barriers in the world, though not as potent as milf's barrier. In addition to that, he also utilized his other sub-skill, Probability Manipulation, to decrease the damage he would take. However, their attempts to use barriers proved futile, as Rimuru's attack penetrated their defenses with ease. The attack landed with full force, enveloping them in a dense cloud of smoke. With just one strike, they suffered heavy damage. As the smoke slowly dissipated, Veldor and milf were revealed to be in a severely injured state. Veldor suffered the loss of almost half of his body. Both legs, along with one hand, and half of his stomach area. Meanwhile, milf's injuries were equally severe, with the loss of one arm, one complete leg, the second leg from the ankle, half of one eye, and substantial damage to her stomach and chest area. This is so fun. Veldor bellowed, still missing half of his body. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever felt pain. But it's so interesting. milf chimed in casually. Because Rimuru's origin is nothingness, his attack was able to bypass their pain nullification, allowing them to experience pain. Despite this, they continued to ignore the pain and enjoy the fight. It's time for us to get serious and unleash our full power without restraint. We can't afford to hold back, or else we might die, Veldor said to milf in a jovial voice, with a hint of excitement and anticipation. Yeah, finally, it's time. milf exclaimed with excitement, signaling the long-awaited moment. Yeah, then let's do it, milf. Veldor responded eagerly, ready to take action. With determination, Veldor initiated the process of borrowing the healthy energy from Rimuru through the soul corridor, tapping into a potent source of power. Meanwhile, milf also started to use her stardust energy, preparing herself for the battle. As they unleashed their full power, their bodies returned to their original state, completely unharmed. Without a single scratch or scar, it was as if the injuries they had sustained moments ago had vanished and never occurred. This swift recovery showcased the remarkable resilience of both milf and Veldor, highlighting their incredible ability to bounce back from even the most devastating attacks, and continue the fight. I can feel the power coursing through my body. Veldor's voice boomed with excitement as he tapped into the healthy energy. As Veldor began to harness the healthy energy, his body started to emit a slight glow, accompanied by a blackish mist tinged with shades of black and blue that spread across his body. Within this mist, arcs of blue lightning crackled, enhancing the ominous aura surrounding him. His hair shimmered with a faint glow, while his eyes glowed with a dark yellow hue, akin to Rimuru's, but with a deeper intensity. Now, his eyes radiated true power, a testament to his ability to obliterate the cardinal world with ease. With every fiber of his being radiating energy, Veldor unleashed his full aura, infused with potent healthy energy. In this moment, Veldora exuded an intimidating presence, embodying the sheer magnitude of power and destructive potential at his command. Me too. I feel like I've been reborn again. Milm exclaimed with excitement, her eyes sparkling with anticipation. As Milm tapped into the stardust energy, her body started to emit a subtle, faint purplish-pink glow, while her facial features took on a sharper, more defined appearance. Her once blue eyes now glowed with intense radiance, emitting an aura of raw power and energy. With every fiber of her being infused with stardust energy, Milm unleashed her full aura, channeling the potent energy to enhance her strength and abilities. In this moment, she exuded an air of confidence and determination, ready to face any challenge that came her way. As they unleashed their auras, more and more multiverses were destroyed. The combination of Veldora's Nihility energy and Milm's stardust energy intensified the destruction, creating a catastrophic ripple effect that tore through the fabric of reality itself. The sheer magnitude of their unleashed energy proved overwhelming, leading to the collapse of countless multiverses. Even though Veldora is only releasing a minuscule amount of Nihility energy, its sheer potency surpasses that of Turn-Null energy infinitely, which is the primary energy that shapes the Tensura world and was used to create it. The very essence of this world is intertwined with Turn-Null energy, making it foundational to its existence. However, at this moment, Veldora, despite releasing a very small amount of Nihility energy, still reigns supreme as the strongest energy source. In essence, the overwhelming power of Nihility energy disrupts the delicate balance of the Tensura world, causing widespread destruction. Even the slightest release of this energy proves catastrophic due to its unparalleled strength compared to Turn-Null energy. That's why the destruction of the world is so extensive. I see, so you have finally decided to go all out, huh? In that case, I will also use some more power, so please entertain me. Rimuru said, the excitement evident on his face visible across the omniverses. Even though Rimuru is not a battle maniac, after living as a demon and later with strong individuals and engaging in battles from time to time, he developed a liking for combat. However, not to the extent of certain individuals who always seek out fights. Nonetheless, he always appreciates a good fight when presented with one. Hahaha, don't worry, brother, we won't disappoint you. Veldora also exclaimed with excitement. As Veldora spoke, he turned towards Milm and said, I think it's finally time for us to use that attack. Really? Yeah, it's finally time to use our big moves. Milm exclaimed happily. And soon, both of them began gathering a massive amount of magic, combining Nihility energy and stardust energy. The energies in their hands began to swirl and twirl, displaying a mesmerizing dance-like motion. With each movement, they exhibited precise control and mastery over the manipulation of energy, showcasing their expertise in combat techniques. This is one of our most powerful attacks, Rimuru. Brace yourself for the melee Doors style. Abyss Convergence. They announced in perfect synchronization before unleashing their devastating assault. And just as they announced, they both unleashed their attacks side by side, swiftly merging them to create one immensely powerful assault. The Abyss Convergence is a fusion of Milm's most powerful Drago Nova and Veldora's devastating Turbulence Wave. However, in this combined attack, they infused each of their respective techniques with Nihility energy and Stardust energy, significantly amplifying its power. The addition of Nihility energy and Stardust energy increases the attack's potency, making it capable of annihilating entire cardinal worlds, along with 3-5 multiverses from the outer world effortlessly. As the attack surged towards Rimuru with its full glory, it turned everything into nothingness in its surroundings, obliterating everything in its path with ruthless efficiency. Observing the incoming attack, Rimuru remained compassed yet filled with excitement. However, as the moment drew near, his calm demeanor began to wane, replaced by an overwhelming sense of anticipation and excitement. Ha 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 ha. This is the attack I've been waiting for. The attack that finally looks powerful. He exclaimed, losing all his calmness in joy and excitement. More. Give me more. Rimuru exclaimed, unable to contain his excitement any longer. As the attack headed towards Rimuru, he made no attempt to resist or block it. He wanted to feel their attack, to enjoy the sensation of being attacked after trillions of years without a good fight. After all these years, he was finally facing someone strong enough to give him a decent fight, even with his power restricted. He didn't care if people thought he was foolish for taking every attack without resistance. He didn't care what they thought, he just wanted to feel the attack. As the attack closed in on Rimuru, his excitement reached its maximum. Finally, the moment of impact arrived, and the full force of the assault struck him. Despite the attack's immense power, capable of annihilating the entire cardinal world and a few multiverses, Rimuru remained unfazed. He didn't even flinch upon impact. The collision between Rimuru and the attack triggered a colossal explosion, its destructive force extending far beyond what they had anticipated. It engulfed several multiverses behind it and obliterated more than 12 multiverses. The remaining smoke clouded the surroundings, shrouding the aftermath in mystery. As the explosion subsided, Milm and Veldora anxiously awaited the outcome, knowing that their strongest attack had been unleashed. The success of this assault was crucial, as it represented their strongest offensive capability in the ongoing battle. However, they also harbored a sense of confidence, knowing they still had a few cards up their sleeves. As the smoke began to disperse, Rimuru became visible. Seeing him, both milm and Veldora expressed happiness, their faces breaking into smiles. This was because there was a small tear on Rimuru's clothes, a significant achievement. Rimuru's attire is crafted from Genesis-grade materials, considered the best in its entire existence. Even inflicting damage on his clothes is a notable accomplishment, a testament to the strength of their attack. Hahaha, that was excellent. It was very good. I like it. Hahaha. Rimuru exclaimed, touching the tear in his clothing with delight. Even before he finished speaking, his clothes have already regenerated. Hahaha. I knew it was worth the attack. But don't forget, brother, our battle is still ongoing, Veldora said in a jovial voice. Yeah, don't forget. Now, come the sword of destruction. Sir. Milm exclaimed, summoning her sword and finally becoming serious again. As her command reverberated through the empty space, tearing through the fabric of space like a hot knife through butter, her sword came shining in all its glory. The sword she had kept in the dimension that Rimuru had created for them to store their swords, the strongest sword that Veldanava had created after his Genesis-grade sword, was ready to be wielded in battle again. Come, the sword of chaos. Loki. Following her, Veldora also summoned his sword. With his command tearing through the dimension, space itself seemed to twist and contort as the sword of chaos tore through the dimensional barrier, its arrival heralded by the crumbling chaos it left in its wake. Created by the supreme deity himself, this sword is a manifestation of primordial chaos, embodying the untamed forces of creation and destruction. Its wielder, a being of immense power, now stood ready to unleash its full potential on the battlefield. I see, so you both have decided to use your swords, huh? I'll wait and see your skills first before using my sword. So come and entertain me. Show me what you've got. Rimuru said it with pure excitement and a competitive voice. Alright then, here I come. Milm replied and went for the first strike. She aimed for a straight slash, which Rimuru dodged pretty easily. Following her, Veldora also attacked Rimuru. As they attempted to attack him, he dodged each and every one of their attacks flawlessly, constantly observing them. After witnessing their skills, Rimuru was quite impressed by them. As their fight continued, Veldora and Milm tried several new attacks and even some combo moves, but Rimuru dodged them all too. After growing irritated by their inability to hit Rimuru, Milm and Veldora engaged in a silent conversation, communicating only through their eyes. This ability stemmed from their extensive training together, during which they developed numerous combo moves that often required silent coordination. Through this silent exchange, they could formulate plans without the need for verbal communication. As they strategized, Veldora began attacking Rimuru more aggressively, while Milm adopted a calculated approach, leading him into a trap. Soon, Rimuru found himself caught in the middle, dodging attacks from both Veldora and Milm simultaneously. With a knot of understanding between them, they launched their joint attack. Take this, Rimuru. This is our melee door-style sword art. Technique No. 12 Ultimate Strike End Slam. Milm and Veldora exclaimed in unison as they attacked. The Ultimate Strike End Slam was one of the sword techniques they had developed together, a devastatingly powerful move capable of immense destruction. In this attack, Veldora infused his sword with some of his aura and magicule, coating it with Nihilthi energy. Meanwhile, Milm did the same, utilizing Stardust energy instead of Nihilthi. Together, they unleashed their attack with full force, perfectly synchronized. The potential of this attack was immense, capable of causing widespread destruction, equaling their other attack, Abyss Convergence. However, despite the impending danger, Rimuru's facial expressions remained unchanged, showing no hint of concern or fear. Do you really think that this will be enough to harm me? Rimuru questioned, his voice dripping with calm confidence. He spoke as if the impending attack, which could potentially devastate multiple multiverses, was nothing more than a mere nuisance. In truth, it is just that, a nuisance. Just before the attack could make contact, he swiftly shifted his stance, positioning his right side towards Milm and his left towards Veldora. And without any difficulty, he caught both of their swords in his bare hands. He effortlessly grasped both of their swords, two high mythical grade blades, simply because his body itself is as strong as Genesis grade metal. Thus, seizing the mythical grade swords with his bare hands posed no challenge, even though they were of high mythical grade. Damn it. Not even one of our attacks is strong enough to damage him. Milm exclaimed, her irritation reaching its peak from the constant ineffective assaults. Well, that's to be expected. But it's still quite annoying, Veldora added, sharing Milm's frustration. Hahaha, I am not the strongest for nothing, you know. Rimuru taunted, as if mocking their futile attempts. Anyway, you show me some great skills. As a way of showing respect, I will demonstrate one of my techniques. Rimuru declared, tossing their swords aside. After casually tossing their swords aside, Rimuru spread his draconic wings, revealing the majestic sight of his pitch-black wings, adorned with intricate patterns of white and red dots. Then, with a commanding voice, he called forth his sword. "Come forth, the sword of End. The Tempest Sword." Rimuru's proclamation echoed through the space, as if commanding the very fabric of reality itself. In response to his call, the Tempest Sword materialized and made its way to its master. Along his path, space, time, and dimensions warped and dissolved into nothingness, a testament to the sword's immense power. Ranked among the world's mightiest weapons, the Tempest Sword stood just below the Genesis-grade swords, embodying the concept of End. As Rimuru grasped the hilt and drew forth the sword, its pitch-black blade pulsed with ominous energy, poised to unleash devastation upon anything unfortunate enough to cross its path, bringing about their end. As Rimuru swung his sword, drawing it forth, the Tempest Sword rent the very fabric of existence, leaving behind a trail of destruction and annihilation that served as a warning to all who dared to oppose its master. Their end was inevitable. Eager and ready to fulfill its purpose to be used by its master, the Tempest Sword awaited Rimuru's command, ready to end everything in its path. This battle has been truly interesting and impressive. So far, I have enjoyed it very much, but I believe it's time to bring it to a close. So, prepare yourself, Rimuru declared, preparing his attack. This will mark the end of our fight. And in honor of the impressive battle you provided me, I will reveal one of my techniques. Take this. Tempest Arts, Sword Style. Technique number 637, Edge of Nothingness. Void Severance. Rimuru exclaimed as he swung his sword. The Edge of Nothingness. Void Severance is a deadly technique with the potential to obliterate several omniverses in a single swing. In this technique, he infuses his sword with turn null energy. The amount of turn null he channels into his sword is so immense that if unleashed unchecked, it could easily annihilate entire omniverses. After infusing turn null energy, he coats a little amount of unhealthy energy on it, making the effect of the technique increase multiple times. But right now, Rimuru is not using it to its full power. Instead of turn null, he infuses his own magicules, and instead of unhealthy energy, he coats his sword with a small amount of turn null energy. And in doing so, he lessens the effect of the technique. He does this because if he used it at full force, then milf and Veldor's concepts would be erased. So, to avoid that, he makes this adjustment. For him, bringing them back even after their concept is erased is not a problem. But he still avoids it because he doesn't want to do that to his friends. As he swings his sword, everything in its path turns into nothingness, and his sword makes its way towards Veldor and milf. And the attack hits them with full force. Before the attack can hit them, milf deploys her strongest barrier, the Star Barrier, around her. Veldor also deploys his strongest barrier and uses one of the sub-skills of his ultimate skill, Probability Manipulation, to lessen the damage. But it has no effect because Veldor dies instantly when the attack hits him, and milf also sustains severe damage. Veldor died because he was ahead of milf, and milf was behind him, which is why the attack first hits Veldor and then milf. When the attack hits Veldor, the power behind Rimuru's attack decreases. After that, when it hits milf, it doesn't have the power that it came with, but still, with the remaining power, it destroys milf's barrier and more than half of her body. Satisfied with the result of his attack, Rimuru catches milf and starts to heal her. As well, milf. You have become strong enough to give me a good fight. I am proud of you. Rimuru said it in a soft yet proud voice. Milf, still unconscious, relaxed upon hearing these words, a smile forming on her face. While he healed her, Rimuru also resurrected Veldor via the True Dragon release. After resurrecting Veldor, he placed a mask on his face and went towards the others. And thus, the battle between the three legends ended. Rimuru Pov. Well, that was certainly a good fight. They made some impressive moves and attacks. milf has taken too much damage. I should heal her and put her to sleep so she can rest. I know that after waking up, she'll probably jump around and act like herself without resting. And so, I caught milf's damaged body and began to heal her. As well, milf. You have become strong enough to give me a good fight. I am proud of you, I said to her. I said that to her because I am truly proud and happy for her. She has become this strong. Elda, you were worrying for her for nothing because she has exceeded both your and my expectations. She's become strong enough to give me a good fight. Hey, Ciel, could you resurrect Veldor? Don't worry about him, Master. And Master, that was a really good fight. You were so cool there. You're saying embarrassing things again. Don't worry, Master, I have recorded the whole fight so you can watch it again. Said in a low voice. You? What did you say just now? Nothing, it's just your imagination. Whatever. I am not going to argue with you. Now that everything is over, let's go to the others. But first, my mask. I need to look cool, right? Sigh. Hey. What sternly? Nothing, ma'am. Scared. Haha. Sigh, Ciel, these days sure are becoming mean to me. Well, let's not think about that. Let's go to the others. Kuhahaha. Haha. Hahaha. It is I, the great mighty storm dragon Velzard-tempest. I have returned, ha ha ha. And those who defy me will be slaughtered. Ku ha 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 ha. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. This old man started to spout some nonsense just after being revived. That's enough, old man. Stop sprouting nonsense. I told him because now we are near Guy and the others. Milm is still in my arms. What? Why are you being so cold to me? Velzard said to me. This old man again started to act like it's Sundeer. Yeah, whatever. We are here, so stop acting like an idiot, I told him because we're almost there. That was a splendid fight, Guy said as we reached them. Yeah, that was a fight worth watching, Vel said, satisfied with our battle. That was a good fight. I enjoyed it very much, and you were so cool there, Velgrynd said to me. Thanks, I guess, I replied in a teasing voice. What's with that tone of yours? She asked me again, her voice demanding. Oh, it's nothing, I replied to her in a more teasing and jovial voice. No, there's something. Now tell me what it is, she said, finally snapping at me. She is so easy to tease, this is so fun. He is just pulling your leg, Velgrynd. Just don't think about him, and then he will come back to his senses, Vel said, stopping my fun. I'll see you later, I said to Vels. She is starting to get on my nerves. I am waiting, she said in a haughty tone. You little I was going to have a good talk with her, but my wife decided to intervene. That's enough, master. Don't act like you're a little kid. In a stern voice. Yes ma'am. Scared. Why am I saluting? And to whom? The one, Ciel. Vel said. I swear, all these women are evil. They always group up and gang up on me. A poor man. The world has become so cruel to men. Men want gender equality. We will not tolerate women's wives, abuse of men, husbands, any further. We deserve equality. An. No offense is intended towards any individual. The content provided above is purely for entertainment purposes, meant to engage readers and offer enjoyment without causing harm or disrespect to anyone. Did you say something, master? Because I think I just heard something. No ma'am. Why would a man say something to his lovely and beautiful wife? It must be my imagination, but master, you should talk like this more often. Happy seal noises. Haha, I had also learned some tricks. Anyway, forget about her, let's see the others. You win, huh? Rain said in her ever childish and carefree voice. Congratulations on your victory, my lord. And Blue, are you trying to say that there is someone who is able to defeat my lord? Diablo greeted me and questioned Rain in a threatening tone. How are you trying to fight me? If so, then let me show you your place. And it's not Blue, my name is Rain. Do you understand, Noir? Rain retorted, fully embracing the competition. That's enough, you two. I intervened before they could escalate their argument further. I could also see Miss Airy behind them, sighing. I felt bad for her because she always had to look after Rain. Please forgive me, my lord. Diablo apologized and bowed to me. I will stop only because you asked, but HMPH Rain replied in her usual manner. Guys, just forget about them, and Velzard, take her, I instructed Velzard, handing over Milm. Now that everything is finished, I should restore the world to how it was before our fight. Forget what? What happened to our world? Who's going to fix it? Luminous finally spoke up. What world? What are you talking about? I asked her, feigning ignorance. What I mean is she trailed off, becoming speechless as she looked around. It's because when she first opened her mouth, I had already fixed the world at that time. For that, I didn't have to do much. I just thought about it, and it happened without anyone noticing. And now that it's done, I don't think she needs to know about me or any of us anymore. Also, she is quite irritating. After thinking along those lines, I gave a quick glance to Guy, and he understood. He swiftly delivered a quick neck chop to Luminous, rendering her unconscious. Miss Airy. Guy called for Miss Airy after knocking Luminous out. Yes, Guy-sama, Miss Airy said, appearing in front of Guy and bowing. I don't understand why she always calls him Guy-sama. Didn't I, forcefully, give them permission to act freely around us? Order one of the demons to bring her back to her country. Guy commanded Miss Airy. I think Guy is also irritated by her. Yes, Guy-sama. She said that and took Luminous from Guy. Now that everything is done, we should head inside the house. I was thinking about that, but Milm woke up in the middle of my thoughts. Where am I? Milm said as she started to wake up. Wake up, you sleepyhead. I said this to her while taking her from Velzard. Rimuru, is it you? She said this, rubbing her eyes. So cute. Yes, it's me, Milm, and it's time to wake up. And if you wake up, then I will make something for you, I told her. And before I could blink, she sprinted from my arms and stood up in front of me. Yeah. I want honey and cinnamon rolls. She said that and started to drag me into the house. You guys also come in, I told them as Milm dragged me into the house. And I could see that all of them were also following us into the house. Now the next thing is to save Shizu-san. Then, after that, I will start to build my kingdom. Don't worry, Shizu-san, I will save you and give you a good and happy life. Then, even if I have to change the story. Chapter 35. Forging Destiny. The Rescue of Shizu. It has been 236 years since I fought milf and Velzard. Nothing noticeable has happened in all these years, just some random occurrences like 3 new members joining us on the Demon Lord Council. I don't know their names, and I don't want to know either. milf told me that they are not strong, and none of them possess a Demon Lord seed. So I don't care about them anyway. Also, between 30 and 40 years ago, a mindless beast was born from Veldor's magic that he let loose because I had told him. I think people call it Charybdis or something like that. When it was born, it didn't have any ego, it was just a mindless monster. So I thought of giving it an ego so it could think for itself and not go on a rampage. But Veldor stopped me, saying that he didn't want any children. Because Charybdis is born from Veldor's magic, in a way, Charybdis is his child. He didn't want to have a child, so I didn't push it further and let it be. And then Hinata showed up. She revealed that across various timelines, Charybdis has always been sealed. In subsequent cycles, it invariably threatens my country, leading to my intervention, defeat of the beast, and absorbing its power for my own empowerment. Though there's no immediate need for this now, I allowed her to seal it. This way, when it inevitably attacks my country in the future, I can intervene and grant it consciousness, and by then, I'm confident Veldor will be prepared to take responsibility for it. After evolving into a true hero, Hinata has become stronger than her previous self, possibly at the level of Luminous. This enabled her to defeat and seal Charybdis without much trouble. As she was about to seal Charybdis, Trainee appeared. She mentioned knowing a secluded place in the entire Jura forest where we could seal Charybdis. Trainee was one of the spirits who entered the Jura forest after Ramrus began her reincarnation cycle. While I'm not entirely sure why she came here, I have a vague idea. I believe she might have been one of the fairies serving Ramrus before her appearance here. I think she and the other fairy who came with her thought that the next queen who will succeed Ramrus, which is Ramrus herself, would be a wholly different person from the previous queen who only inherited her name. Thinking along those lines, they came here to the Jura forest, I think, and when they arrived here, Veldor accepted them. Since this forest belongs to Veldor, getting his permission is necessary, and since they obtained permission from him, they are living here and looking over the forest as its overseers. After that, there were no significant events, and at this moment, I am heading out to rescue Shizu-san. Currently, I am wearing a black suit. I don't even know why I am wearing this. It's just that when I told Veldor that tomorrow I was going somewhere, he asked me if he could come too, and then I said he could. And today, he just came and said that we needed to wear these black suits and black glasses with big guns in hand. When he said that, I just stared at him for 5 straight minutes. And my reaction was, WTF. At first, I thought Veldor had gone crazy, but then I remembered that he was already crazy, so I discarded that thought. After that, I asked him the reason behind this, and he said that he had seen a movie where there are people who wear black suits, black glasses, and carry big guns, and they do some cool things, and he just wants to try that. At first, I outright rejected his idea, but later, he and Ciel both convinced me to wear this attire, and I don't know why, but I went along with it. Then, I had to participate in a whole photo shoot for Ciel, wearing a bunch of different suits. So that's why right now I am wearing a black suit, black pants, a white shirt underneath the suit, a black tie, and black glasses. Fortunately, I managed to stop them from giving me big guns to carry. I still don't get how Veldor managed to convince Ciel to persuade me to wear these clothes. Third person Pav. Well, guys, if you want to know, here's what happened. Flashback. Veldor Pav. Rimuru told me that I could go with him. This is a perfect chance to try that. Haha, I am sure that we will look great. Then I, the great mighty storm dragon Velzard-Tempest, will save the world from otherworlders. Hahaha. I look older than Rimuru, so I am perfect for the character of Agent K, a seasoned agent. And Rimuru looks younger than me, so he is perfect for the character Agent J, a new recruit. After this, I will wear a black cloak adorned with red clouds, and show this world the true meaning of pain. This is perfect. Soon, this world will know pain. But how should I convince Rimuru to wear this? He will turn me down instantly. I have an idea. How about I ask Ciel to help me convince him? Yeah, that will do the job. Ciel, I know you can hear me, Veldor. Damn it, why is she not responding? I have an idea for this too. Ain't I a genius? Hey, Ciel, how about we make a deal? Veldor. Yes, I am listening. Ciel. So, you just baited me into this, didn't you? Veldor. I have no idea what you're talking about. Ciel, in an innocent voice. Whatever. How about this? You help me convince Rimuru to wear these clothes, and I will persuade him to take some photos in them. Then, you can add these photos to your collection. Veldor. Deal, Ciel. That was easy. Okay, then, first I will ask him, and if he doesn't agree, then you will help me convince him. Veldor. Okay. Ciel. Haha, now I can play the role of senior agent, Veldor, in a low voice. What did you say? Ciel. Ha. I just said that now I will be able to play the role of senior agent. Velzard. And how did you come to the conclusion that you would be acting as a senior agent? Ciel. Ha, isn't it simple? Don't I look older than him? So, in other words, I am older than him. Velzard, it's just Veldor's logic. You idiot lizard, you are only older than a master in appearance. In reality, you are only a few trillion years old. And on the other hand, master is older than time itself. Ciel. Hey, you don't have to say it in that way, you know. Velzard. Whatever. You just make sure to convince master for the photo shoot. Ciel. Yes ma'am. Velzard. Then don't disturb me, I am busy watching master's cool footage. Ciel. Okay. Velzard. Why do all women boss me around? Ciel, Sister Velzard, Sister Velgrynd, Chloe, and sometimes even Ramers and milf too. It's decided. All women are evil. Flashback end. And that's how Velzard was able to convince Rimuru to wear these clothes. Rimuru Pov. Right now, we are near Leon's place. I learned about this place from milf. I simply asked her, and then she told me. Pretty simple, right? I think Leon has already cast the spell because I can feel the tear in space and dimension that occurs when someone casts a summon spell to bring someone from another world. I think it's time for us to make our appearance. Hey, old man, it's time for us to go, I told Velzard, as we are just a few kilometers away from Leon's place. Velzard had already hidden his presence, and I have just erased mine, so no one will interfere or stop us when we enter his place. So, no problem there. And also, Velzard has left one of his parallel existences in Jura Forest, which is constantly releasing his aura while he reads manga or something, so there is no problem even if Velzard comes here. For the rest of the world, Velzard is still in the Jura Forest. Okay, let's go, Agent J, follow me. He said that and started to go ahead of me. Damn, he is a true otaku. Yeah, Agent K, I am behind you. Please take the lead. I also started to play along. Actually, it is starting to become fun. If I am correct, then Shizu-san will be at the age of 8 right now. Because when she died in the timeline of my other variant, she was around the age of 72 or something. And then there are still 64 years left for me to start building my kingdom, so if we match the numbers, then she must have been 8 years old when she was summoned to this world. Poor Shizu-san, she had to go through all the hardships at that young age. And if I am right, then in her original world, meaning the world that I was in before, she had no relatives and lived alone with her mother. Her father was drafted too, and she couldn't recall his face either. She felt neither blessed nor unfortunate. So it means that she had to go through hardships in that world too. But don't you worry, Shizu-san. Now that I am here, I will definitely make your life good and make you happy. We are here, Agent J, prepare yourself because enemies can come from any direction, Velzard said. Damn, he is so into this role. Roger that, Agent K, I replied. Now that we are near his place, I should wear my mask. I bet I will look super cool. As we were talking, we entered Leon's castle. Damn, this man is good at architecture. He has a good taste in furniture, too. We are almost there, Agent Shay. And as your superior, I am making you in charge of this case. From now on, you will take the lead and handle this case, Velzard said to me. I am getting the feeling that Ciel is behind Veldor's actions. Well, anyway, I already plan to take care of everything from here on, so no problem. Understood, Agent K, rest assured, I will handle this case with the best of my capabilities. I assured him as we entered a dimly lit room. Why is this room giving me evil vibes? All jokes aside, Velzard, I have very important business here, so don't do any stupid things, okay? I told him, emphasizing the importance of saving Shizu-san. You can count on me, he said, giving me a thumbs up. Yeah, I'll never do that. I am not that stupid, I said to him as I entered the room where Leon had summoned Shizu-san. I think I heard Velzard saying something. Nah, it must be my imagination. As I entered the room, I could see that the summoning ritual had just ended. The light had died down, which was produced when a summoning spell was cast. And as the light dimmed and the magic circle dissipated, I could see an 8-year-old girl lying on the floor, half unconscious, clinging to her life. Her left arm, from shoulder to fingertip, bore severe burns, echoing the injuries scattered across her body, and even marking her delicate face. Blood stained her hands, face, and feet, revealing the extent of her wounds. Her left eye remained shut, injured, with a visible cut nearby, while her clothes lay torn in numerous places, underscoring the severity of her condition. I don't know why, but seeing Shizu-san in this state is making me so angry. I just want to torture the person who did this to Shizu-san in the cruelest way possible. Another failure. I heard a cold voice. When I looked around, there stood Leon. He had long platinum gold hair, blue, narrow eyes, a well-defined face, and skin so white it was almost transparent. I don't understand why, and I don't care either. At this moment, all I'm wanting is to punch him right in the face with as much strength as I have. PPP, please help me, I heard a soft yet cracked and painful voice. I turned around and saw the source of the voice. Shizu-san. Who, it seems like you're not entirely useless. Leon started to say, but I cut him off. That's enough, you bitch. I exclaimed, making my presence known. Who are you, and how did you get here? Leon asked, his voice only fueling my anger. Just shut the fuck up, you bitch. I snapped at him, finally losing my patience and delivering a punch to his face. He is alive, but barely. I just gave him enough strength to keep him alive, but barely enough to kill him. Right now, I feel so satisfied. Third person Pav. Take it easy, brother. Velzard said to Rimuru, trying to calm him down. Shut up, Velzard. Rimuru replied harshly. After hearing Rimuru's voice like this, Velzard fell silent and became serious. He knew that Rimuru rarely called him by his name, and whenever he did, he was usually serious. If Rimuru was serious about something, then it was very important to him. If that was the case, then it was also important to Velzard because they were brothers. Brothers help and look out for each other. So in this case, he needed to become serious and stop fooling around. That's why Velzard had become serious and started to act like a serious person, instead of playing and fooling around as he usually did. When Rimuru punched Leon, Ifrit, the greater fire spirit that Leon had taken from Rammus, tried to attack Rimuru. However, Velzard intervened, catching him by the neck and pinning him to the ground. He had also stopped the knights who were approaching when he and Rimuru appeared. When Leon heard Veldor's name, his face turned pale, and expressions of fear appeared on his face. It's because when he visited Demon Lord Guy Crimson at Guy's invitation, for reasons unknown to him, Guy warned him multiple times about some of the most dangerous individuals in the world, and Velzard is one of them. Guy warned him about some more individuals like milf, Rammus, and primordial demons, as well as all true dragons. He told him never to go against these people because they are true catastrophes, and can erase him and his people from this world in a matter of seconds. He even told him that there are some people he himself can't defeat, like milf. He still thinks that Rammus the Pixie is not that strong, and he can defeat her with some difficulty, thinking this only because Rammus has never shown her powers to anyone else for a long period of time, and in addition to that, she is very childish, so people often underestimate her. But he is still cautious around milf and the frost dragon Velzard, who are always present at Guy's place whenever he visits. Now, one of the people that Guy had warned him about, the great storm dragon Velzard, is here in his place, and he doesn't know why, and he doesn't want to know either. But now that he knows this person is Storm Dragon Velzard, he is afraid of him because, even if he is not releasing his aura and concealing his presence, his mere figure is intimidating for people who don't know him, and that's why Leon is starting to feel fear. The person next to him, the mysterious person that Guy didn't tell him about, is talking with Velzard as if they are equals, and he even straight up told him to shut up, and not in a very polite way either. And that is enough to make Leon wary of him, because if someone has enough courage to talk to someone like Velzard, then this person is also as strong as Velzard, or even stronger than him. But he is still a demon lord, and he can't show weakness to them, so gathering courage, he decides to ask them why they are here. Why are you here? What do you want? Leon asked Rimuru and Velzard, standing up as his injuries began to heal due to his regeneration skill. I don't want anything from you, bitch. I just came here to take her with me, and also that spirit too, Rimuru replied, still in a harsh voice. Though somewhat calmer after speaking with Ciel, Rimuru still harbored some anger. If that's the case, then you can take her and leave. As of now, she has no use for me. And about the spirit, you can have it too, Leon said to Rimuru in a neutral voice. Bitch, I never asked for your permission. I will do what I want. Velzard, take that spirit with you. And let's go. Rimuru ordered, instructing Velzard to take Ifrit. You got it, bro. Velzard replied to Rimuru, knocking out Ifrit and taking him. After receiving confirmation from Velzard, Rimuru started to head towards Shizu's injured body. PP, please help me. Shizu once again asked for help, her voice broken and filled with so much pain that no words could describe it. There's no need to worry anymore. I am here now. No one will harm you. You are safe now, Rimuru said to Shizu in a soft and soothing voice. There was no more harshness or anger in his voice. As he spoke to her, he gently cradled Shizu's small and fragile body in his hands, beginning to heal her. Really, I am safe now. But Mummy was there, and then she sobbed. Shizu asked Rimuru after he had healed her, tears streaming down her face as she remembered her mother. Don't worry about anything. Everything is fine now. You can cry as much as you want. No one will say anything to you, Rimuru said to her in an even softer and more soothing voice. After hearing this, Shizu finally broke down and started to cry. The emotions she had been trying to hold back until now flooded out of her. She cried and cried for hours. As she continued to cry, Rimuru teleported them to his place without her noticing. Following him, Velzard also teleported there and replaced himself with his parallel existence. Rimuru Pav. It has been a few hours since we returned from Leon's place. I have already told Velzard to beat Ifrit to a pulp and make him submit to us, then he can have Ifrit under him like his secretary or something. But I am sure that after some time, Ifrit will just become Veldor's caretaker. Currently, I am outside the house in the garden, sitting on the soft green grass, with Shizu-san peacefully sleeping on my lap. Her sleeping face looks so cute, though. She cried for more than 2 hours straight, and then finally she calmed down and fell asleep. Poor Shizu-san, you have to go through this much at such a young age. But no worries, I am here now, so nothing bad will happen to you anymore. Right now, she has so many magicules inside her that if they are not taken under control soon, she will die in a short amount of time, due to having too much energy in her small body. It's like we put 5 liters of water in a bottle with a capacity of 3 liters, and because the water exceeds the bottle's capacity, the bottle will soon explode due to too much pressure. And this is the same thing, but instead of exploding, Shizu-san will die because she has too much energy inside her. What should I do about it? Should I merge her with a spirit? However, in that timeline, she didn't appreciate having a spirit by her side. So, should I attempt something different? Or should I simply alter reality? Why am I unable to make a decision? Master, if we merge an egoist spirit with Shizu, she will survive without any problems. But in that other timeline, she didn't appreciate having a spirit with her, so I don't think that will be a good idea. What do you think, Ciel? I know that, Master. However, if we choose to merge an egoist spirit directly with Shizu's soul, it will result in the complete integration of the spirit's essence with her own. In essence, the spirit will cease to exist. Essentially, the spirit will die, and its properties will merge with Shizu's. After that, Shizu will become something like a hybrid between a spirit and a human, or more precisely, a human with the properties of a spirit. As a result of this integration, her magic will stabilize, preventing any potential issues arising from the presence of a separate spirit entity. Since the spirit will no longer exist, there will be no concerns about Shizu carrying a spirit with her, as the spirit will have become an intrinsic part of her being. I see. If that's the case, Ciel, create an egoist spirit and make it as strong as possible. I don't want her to be harmed in any way possible. Yes, Master. Also, you know, Master, you become attached to Shizu so much in such a short amount of time. Yes, I know, Ciel. I don't know why, but I just can't stand to see her sad, harmed, or in any trouble. Don't worry about it, Master. You will understand soon. Yeah, you're right. Instead of worrying about that, we need to save her. Don't worry, Master. I have already created an egoist spirit, and it is twice as strong as Ifrit. Ho ho, good, good. Now the only thing left is to fuse her with the spirit. After conversing with Ciel, I brought the spirit that Ciel had just created inside the imaginary space outside of it. Right now, it is on my hand, glowing brightly. A spirit with fire and light attributes. I can also see that Shizu has the potential to become as strong as Chloe, if not stronger than her, only if she ever gets a hero's egg. I can give her a hero's egg, one stronger than the eggs people acquire through the voice of the world. But I wouldn't do that because if she deserves to become a true hero, then she can acquire it by herself. I don't need to do that for her. And I am sure that she will acquire it. Hey Ciel, what do you think about why Shizu wasn't able to acquire hero's egg in my other variant's timeline? If I had the right information, then she was a noble, kind, and strong-willed person, and to acquire and evolve into a true hero, those are the requirements. So why was she unable to acquire the hero's egg in that timeline? Master, it's because in that timeline, Shizu had so many burdens. Also, she had too many regrets, and that's why she was unable to acquire a hero's egg. If she didn't have too many regrets and burdens, then there are 99% chances that she would have acquired a hero's egg in that timeline. I see. Well, that makes sense. If that's the case, then I'll make sure that in this timeline, she won't have any regrets. So what is the easiest way to lessen her regrets? I am also planning to give her the memories of her from that timeline, so that she won't be confused. What are your thoughts on this? That will be a good choice, Master. Also, in this way, she won't have regrets because, in that timeline, her regrets were completed by your variant from that timeline. So if we give her memories of her from that timeline and tell her everything that has happened in this timeline up until now, then she won't have any regrets. Because in this way, we and she will be able to ensure that she won't have any regrets about us. I also think that it will be a good idea. Also, Master, for her to become a true hero, she will need the Spirit Queen's blessing. In other words, Ramras's blessing. I see. Ramras, huh. There is no need to worry about that. I can just call her here, and then she will give Shizu her blessing. But first, I need to fuse this spirit with Shizu-san's soul. The process is very simple. I just need to create a way for the spirit to reach Shizu-san's soul. Then it will inhabit it, and I will infuse some of my magic into her. This way, she will be able to draw out her maximum potential. Also, in doing that, she and the spirit will merge completely. Because the spirit is egoless, after merging with Shizu-san's soul, it will completely integrate with Shizu-san's soul. Also, there's a law that states that in a single person's soul, 2 egos cannot exist. If that happens, then the second ego must come from a skill that has developed its own ego. And because of this law, the spirit will cease to exist the moment it comes into contact with Shizu-san's soul. Actually, it was never like this before, but after thinking about this a little, Ciel and I decided that it would be a good choice to establish this law. So, after that, we can also say that Shizu-san will become a spirit. Well, not a real spirit, but if we see it technically, then yes, Shizu-san will become a spirit, or more like a human with the power of spirits. Now that I see her soul, I can say that her soul is the purest in all existence. Shizu-san's soul exudes unparalleled purity, overflowing with kindness and gentleness that emanate from its very core. Her soul is even stronger than the souls of the true dragons, which are among the strongest in existence. The only individuals who come close to them are figures like Rudra. Even Guy and Chloe didn't have souls as strong as true dragons. Shizu-san's soul is stronger than that of the true dragons. Well, let's leave that matter to others and focus on the task at hand. And done. The spirit has inhabited her soul, and the only thing left is to infuse some of my magic. And here we go. And just like that, I infuse a very, very, very little amount of my magic, and soon her soul starts to glow brightly. She and the spirit merge completely and become one entity. Now, I can't even see the core of the spirit anymore. So, it means that now the spirit is gone, and only Shizu-san remains. Master, a soul corridor with Shizu has been established, and it is almost the same as the one you have with Veldora. Is it because I infused some of my magic into her, and it became one with her, similar to how Veldora and I did when we were naming each other? Yes, and it seems that Master is starting to grow. Hey, what did you say? Nothing. It was just your imagination. Damn you, Ciel Tempest. I'll just forget about what Ciel said and focus on Shizu-san for now. It's a good thing that the process went smoothly and Shizu-san didn't wake up. Now the only thing remaining is to bring Rammus here and give Shizu-san her blessing. Diablo. I called out to Diablo, who was just some distance away from me all this time. Yes, Rimuru-sama. He appeared beside me and bowed. Go and tell Rammus that I have called her. And also tell her to come here as soon as possible, I ordered him. Understood, my lord. He said that and once again bowed before going to inform Rammus. Oops. It seems that my talking with Diablo has woken up Shizu-san. Where am I? She asked, waking up and rubbing her eyes. So cute. Focus, Rimuru, focus. But damn, she is so cute. Are you feeling okay now? I asked her as she woke up completely. Thank you for your kindness, Mr. She said this to me while bowing. It's Rimuru-Tempest. And you don't have to thank me for anything, I told her. Thank you for your kindness, Mr. Rimuru-Tempest. She once again thanked me while still bowing. Listen, Shizu-san, you don't have to thank me or bow to me, you know. I did what I felt like doing, so there is no need for you to thank me. And if I see you in any kind of trouble again, I'll help you, I told her. Now I'm on my knees, facing her, all the while smiling gently at her. But why did you do that, Mr. Rimuru? She asked me, tilting her head. Well, about that it's a long story, so I'll go with the easy way, I told her. She looked towards me with a confused face and wanted to ask something, but before she could say anything, I placed my hand on her head. Ciel, give her memories of her from my other variant's timeline, and also give her information about everything that has happened in this timeline up until now. And make sure to clarify the differences between me and my other variant, because I am sure that after getting the information, she will most likely mistake me for him. Understood, Master. I will take care of it. And just like that, more and more information was filled in Shizu-san's brain, and she started to show different kinds of emotions. Happiness, gratitude, sorrow, and more. I thank you, Slime-san. No, Satoru-san. She said, tears welling up as she began to cry. Unable to bear to see her in distress, I enveloped her in a comforting embrace. Don't worry, Shizu-san. I'm here for you now, so there's no need to fret about anything, I reassured her, holding her close. I understand. But still, they're all gone, she said, her tears subsiding after some time. Well, yes and no. Technically, yes, but no too, because in this timeline, all of them are alive, I gently explained to her as we separated. Yes, you're right. They're alive, she said, and suddenly, all of her innocence and childishness disappeared. It's like she has become a completely different person now. Ciel, what did you do with her? Tell me now. I am sorry, Master. Just tell me already. Yes. I just fused both of their souls. You what? Explain. Yes. I just took the soul of Shizu from that timeline and fused it with Shizu from this timeline. So now she has all the memories and experiences from both timelines within one body. Or we can also say that she has the soul of an adult and the body of a child. I am not going to ask you anything more. Just tell me, why did you do that? It's just that I wanted to conduct an experiment about what would happen if two souls from different timelines were brought together. And the current situation and timing are perfect for that. So could you tell me exactly what happened? Yes, Master. When I brought her soul from your variant's timeline and brought it near her soul from this timeline, both souls merged and became one. This fusion occurred because both souls held identical memories of events up until the point when Shizu was summoned here in place of Leon. Upon merging, the stronger soul specifically, the one from your variance timeline assumed dominance, becoming the primary consciousness. Because of this, the dominant soul has absorbed the essence of the other, completing the integration and becoming one instead of two. Importantly, since both souls originated from the same individual across different timelines, the fusion did not disrupt the timeline we currently inhabit. In essence, the combined soul now possesses a comprehensive set of memories, encompassing events from both timelines. These memories extend up to Shizu's arrival in place of Leon, and include additional experiences from the alternate timeline, as well as those occurring in our timeline from the moment of our encounter with her until the present. Additionally, I have incorporated the specific information you wished her to have. At this moment, there's just one soul, which holds memories from both timelines due to fusion. It contains experiences from both periods, making it an adult soul. Also, because of this fusion, her soul is now twice as strong as before. I see. That makes sense. But isn't it too risky to do that? What if it went wrong and something happened to Shizu-sen? No, that will never happen because even if the experiment failed, the soul from the different timeline would transform into energy and be absorbed into the soul from this timeline. This process is naturally governed by the world itself, as it prohibits two souls of the same person from coexisting in the same time frame. During this integration, the soul from this timeline assimilates all memories from the alternate timeline. Hence, it's a win-win scenario for us, and that's precisely why I conducted the experiment. Fine, you win. Are you happy now? But why does she talk like an adult? Because she is an adult, master. WTF, explain. Yes, just don't shout. As I mentioned earlier, it's due to the unique circumstances of her soul integration. Even if that's the case, explain it again because I didn't focus on that point. Hi. After her two souls merged and became one, she possessed the consciousness of an adult soul within a child's body. If we were to transfer her soul into an adult body, akin to what we did with Hinata, she would attain maturity in mind, body, soul, and spirit. I see. If she wants it, then I will do that, but if she doesn't, then just forget about it. But thing I thought acceleration because of that. I had a big conversation with Ciel, which could have taken at least half an hour, but because of the thought acceleration, it happened in less than a second. So, you don't have to worry about anything now, Shizu-san, because I am here, and I will fix your every problem, I told her. Thanks, Rimuru-san, she said to me. You know, you don't have to add honorifics when you call me, like san or something, I told her because it feels weird now to be called like that, as there hasn't been anyone who called me that in a long time. Then you also need to stop adding honorifics when you call me, she said, turning around. Why are all women like this? So demanding. I don't think she is going to listen to me anymore about this. Sigh, fine, I will just call you Shizu. So, you two, just call me by my name, I said to her in defeat. Okay, Rimu, she said to me. And what's with Rimu? What's with that, Rimu? I asked her. It's the nickname that I have given to you, she said to me. I think because of the fusion of the soul from this timeline and with memories of that soul, she has also gotten some of its personality too. Or does the fusion of both souls has made her change her personality a little? What do you think about it, Ciel? I think you are right, master, but I also believe that more research is needed for the correct answer. No, there is no need for that. I am fine with the current Shizu. And I am not going to fall into your plan either. Fine then. HMPH. Rimu, can you do me a favor? Shizu asked me out of nowhere. Yes, what is it? I asked her. I don't mind what it is. I will fulfill it. Can you give me a body like my adult body, like the one that I have in that timeline? Because this body feels kind of uncomfortable, she nervously and awkwardly said. You don't have to be nervous, Shizu. I'll do that. There is no need to worry about anything. Just a minute, I told her. The body, huh? Ciel, create her body exactly as it was in that timeline. Additionally, prioritize enhancing its durability and strength to make it the strongest body in the entire existence. Understood. Now that that's done, I should bring it outside of the imaginary space. A portal appeared, and an androgynous human body emerged from it. Don't worry, Shizu, it will be done in an instant, I told her as I took her soul from her current body. Stop, master, before putting her soul into the new body. Now what kind of experiment do you want to do? It's not an experiment. I am just going to evolve her into a spiritual being before putting her into the new body. Why? Because she has absorbed the spirit, she has become a semi-spiritual being. Now is the perfect time for her to evolve into a spiritual being, because her soul is not currently connected with her astral and physical body. So, if we evolve her now, her new body can become accustomed to her spiritual body. Additionally, I have modified her new body so that if she becomes a spiritual being, her body will reshape itself according to her soul. In other words, she will be able to change her physical, astral, and spiritual bodies. And if she later acquires a hero's egg and manages to hatch it, there is a chance that she will evolve into a supreme chaos spirit. If that's the case, then it's okay. And if you are going to evolve her, then give her the skills that she is compatible with, because as of right now, she doesn't have any skills. Her unique skill was not engraved on her soul and was left in her previous body. And kind of like how Raisin was able to take that otherworlder's skill after taking his body over. Okay then, for now, I will just evolve her, and later, I will give her skills. So then, I, the goddess Ciel-Tempest, order you, the voice of the world, to evolve individual Shizu Izawa into a spiritual life form. Order received. Evolving individual Shizu Izawa into a spiritual life form successful. Individual Shizu Izawa has evolved into a spiritual life form. That fulfills the order. Good. Now, can I put her soul into the new body? Yes. Okay then, here I go. And done. Now the only thing remaining is for Shizu to inhabit this body. As the soul inhabited the body, it started to glow. Her new body appears to be around the age of 2022. Her black hair has grown long, reaching down to her lower back. Alongside her hair, her facial features have undergone a transformation, becoming sharper and more beautiful. Surprisingly, even the burn marks on her face seem to enhance her attractiveness. Now, she is more beautiful than Velzard, Velgrynd, and Chloe, second only to Ciel. Her chest also began to grow, with her breasts now larger than the typical C cup, but not quite reaching D cup size, perfectly matching Ciel's breast. Additionally, her thighs have become well-toned, and her height is almost on par with Ciel's. In summary, she possesses unparalleled beauty, surpassing Chloe, Velzard, and Velgrynd, but still below Ciel. And she happens to be my ideal type as well. As the light slowly dimmed, she fashioned herself some clothes, now resembling a goddess descending from heaven. How does it feel to be in your new body? I asked her. It feels good. I feel like I have been reborn. Chapter 36. Shizu's Rise to Power. A Journey of Empowerment. Rimuru. It has been 14 years since I saved Shizu. During this time, nothing too noticeable happened except for some developments about Shizu. The first significant change was that Shizu acquired a hero's egg and successfully hatched it. Now, she is a full-fledged true hero. This transformation happened when we were out adventuring. Following her incarnation into her new body, she decided to live with us. Given her adventurous past in another timeline, she expressed a desire to become an adventurer here as well. So, Shizu and I set out to explore one of the human countries, offering our aid to people in need, much like typical adventurers would. Currently, there is no guild or formal organization, so we simply help people defend against monsters and engage in other adventuring tasks. Initially, I was not going to help those humans, but Shizu made me do that. After so much experience with women, there is only one thing I can say in times like this, and that is women. Right now in human countries, Shizu is known as the conqueror of flames of the hero. As for myself, I haven't let them find out too much about me. If I am correct, then the guild was established by one of her students, who will be summoned to this world in a few years from now. And if my assumption is right, his name is Yuki Kagurazaka. I wonder what kind of person he will be because Ciel didn't give me too much information about him. When we went to human countries for the second time, about a year after Shizu and I started adventuring, she acquired a hero's egg. It happened while we were in a forest near country. Suddenly, a big horde of monsters came out of nowhere and attacked some humans. Shizu went to help them, but before going she told me not to intervene in that fight, because she wanted to handle it by herself, using her own skills. I respected her wish and didn't intervene. During that fight, she acquired a hero's egg. 14 years ago, after returning to her adult body, Ciel bestowed upon Shizu the skills that she was compatible with, which she directly engraved onto her soul. Ciel gave her the following skills. 1. Unique skill. Guide. 2. Unique skill. Blaze. 3. Unique skill. Illumination. Ciel gave her these 3 unique skills. Shizu was able to wield 3 unique skills because of me. I mean, because of my magicules fusing with her soul and thus having a strong and deep soul corridor, similar to the one that Velzard and I share. Her soul strengthened and became powerful beyond anyone's comprehension, of course, except for me and Ciel. Her soul is strong enough that now, before evolving into a true hero, she can wield more than 5 or 6 unique skills. And if we talk about ultimate skills, then her soul is capable of wielding 4 ultimate skills at once. Her first unique skill, Guide, shared similarities with one of my initial skills, Great Sage, albeit with a notable distinction. It lacked a responsive function, focusing solely on enhancing the user's intelligence and sharpening decision-making speed. Moving on, her second skill, Blaze, centered around the manipulation of heat. This extraordinary ability granted her mastery over flames and temperature regulation. Through this skill, she harnessed the maximum power and properties of heat and flames, integrated after the spirit merged into her soul, synergizing with her innate abilities. Lastly, her third skill, Illumination, bestowed upon her command over light. Utilizing this capability, she tapped into the full potential of light's properties, inherited from the spirit's integration into her soul, synergizing with her innate abilities. When we started adventuring, I gave her a sword as a gift. It wasn't an exceptionally strong sword, just a legendary grade 1. I chose to give her a legendary grade sword instead of a mythical grade 1 because I knew Shizu's kind nature. I didn't want to impose anything on her or make her uncomfortable, so I decided on a less imposing gift. I didn't want to pressure her into accepting something beyond her comfort level. Hence, I made the decision to present her with a legendary grade sword. However, the sword I gave her is unique because I designed it so that whenever Shizu evolves or grows stronger, her sword will also evolve and become stronger alongside her. When I gifted her the sword, she was ecstatic. She named it the Blade of Flames, the Golden Blade. Shizu chose this name because whenever she wields her flames with the sword, they transform into golden flames instead of their usual oranged color. Furthermore, the temperature of her flames increases, making them even more powerful. In addition to the sword, I also gave her a copy of my mask. Now she possesses a mask as strong as Chloe's, meaning she now has a mythical grade mask. Around 12.5 years ago, while we were adventuring, approximately 1 month after Shizu acquired her hero's egg, I realized that I had started to develop feelings for Shizu. I came to this realization during a particularly intense battle where Shizu was facing a group of formidable monsters, challenging even for her and others of her level. Before entering the fight, she instructed me not to intervene and to let her handle the fight alone. During the battle, Shizu found herself in a perilous situation when she failed to notice 3 monsters approaching from behind, poised to attack her, or so I thought. For a split second, I feared that she was going to die, and just that thought stirred a mix of emotions within me, sadness and anger swirling together. I was on the verge of succumbing to a serious surge of anger, a destructive rage that could have had catastrophic consequences. However, Ciel intervened just in time, managing to calm me down before I could act on my emotions and potentially unleash chaos upon the world. Ciel told me that Shizu was just luring them into a trap, and the same thing happened after a split second when Ciel informed me. After that moment, Shizu instantly killed all 3 of the monsters. From that moment on, I understood that I had feelings for Shizu. So, I did one thing. I talked with Ciel about this. Ciel told me that she is fine with me marrying Shizu, because, in her eyes, Shizu is worthy to be with me. However, the problem is I am unable to tell Shizu about this. Whenever I try to talk with Shizu about this, I always feel so nervous. I have tried a few times too, but every time I start talking, I become nervous and change the subject. But that changed one morning when Shizu walked into my room and saw me sleeping naked with Ciel. And that was the key point. After seeing me and Ciel sleeping together naked, she was so distressed, but instead of avoiding us, she approached me and asked what was happening. Later, Ciel, Shizu, and I had a talk. During that conversation, I explained to her about Ciel and her role as my wife. And during that time, she also realized that she had feelings for me. But before I could say anything further, they sent me out of the room and had a talk. I don't know what they talked about, and they didn't tell me even after I asked them multiple times. But after finishing their talk, Shizu was the one who came to me and confessed her feelings. She came straight to me and asked if I could meet her in the garden that night, and after confirmation from me, they left. That day, Ciel was outside of my soul for the whole day. That night in the garden, Shizu confessed to me, and I, gathering some courage, confessed my feelings to her. And that night marked the beginning of Shizu's and my relationship. It was also our first night together where we started our intimate relationship. From then on, Shizu and I lived in the same room. I also shared with her the stories of Chloe, Velzard and Velgrynd. Initially, there were some disputes, but with open communication, everything smoothed out. Shizu accepted them, but not before making me promise that there would be no more women involved. Additionally, after Chloe left me and went into the future, I realized that I had developed feelings for her. Strangely, I hadn't realized it while Chloe was around, but her absence made me aware of it. So, when we meet again in the future, I intend to express my feelings to her. Even though I love all 5 of them, one truth remains unwavering. My heart belongs to Ciel. I love Ciel more than anyone, even more than Shizu, Chloe, Velzard, and Velgrynd. I admit that I have fallen for them, but I will still say that I love Ciel more than all of them. While I cherish the bond I share with each of them, none compares to the profound connection I have with Ciel. Our love and bond transcend everything in existence, even the void itself. The only relationship that comes close to the depth of love and bond I share with Ciel is the bond I have with Velzard. However, our bond is of a different nature, rooted in brotherhood rather than romance. Also, he is an idiot, but he is my idiot brother. As for Ciel, she holds the key to my heart in a way no one else ever could, guiding me through life's journey with unwavering love and understanding. Even though I will marry all of them in the future, my love for Ciel will remain unmatched and eternal. I live solely for Ciel, and without her, I wouldn't have returned from the void. If she weren't with me, I would have remained in the void for all eternity. I exist only because of Ciel and for her, and this fact will never change, regardless of what may come. My sole purpose is to be with Ciel, and this unwavering commitment defines my very being. My existence is defined by Ciel's presence. She is my other half, my other part. But that doesn't diminish my love for the others. I love them with all my heart, but it's just that my connection with Ciel is different. Well, anyway, let's set that matter aside for now, as some things are better left untouched. So, from that night, Shizu and I have been in a romantic relationship. One could say that we are almost married. The only reason it's almost is because I haven't asked her for marriage yet, but I am planning to ask her soon. Also, after 11 months from that day or 3 years after I saved Shizu, her hero's egg hatched, and she evolved into a true hero. This evolution occurred while she was in battle with Velz. It happened when Velz came over after a long time. Upon seeing Shizu, she inquired about her. When I briefed her, she and Shizu had a conversation. As usual, they didn't let me hear. Afterward, they engaged in a duel. It wasn't a fight born of anger or jealousy, rather, it was just a normal duel where Velz wanted to gauge Shizu's strength. In that duel, her hero's egg hatched, and she evolved into a true hero. During her evolution, as always, Ciel hijacked the process and enhanced her strength. During her evolution, with a little assistance from Ciel, her previous unique skill Blaze evolved into the ultimate skill Flame King. Hestia, and her other unique skill Illumination, evolved into the ultimate skill Light King. Thea. I don't know why, but Ciel didn't help Shizu evolve her other unique skill. Also, after evolving into a true hero, she became a supreme chaos spirit, without getting assistance from Ciel for this. After fighting with Shizu, Velz stayed for some time and then left. During that time, I had many threesomes and foursomes with Ciel, Velz, and Shizu. After that event, not much happened for at least 1 year. We continued to live as we always had, occasionally going on adventures. During that time, Shizu asked Velzard and me to teach her our techniques to become stronger. She expressed her desire to become as strong as possible to live with me. Despite my reassurances that she didn't need to be strong, she didn't listen to me. 1 year later, after evolving into a true hero, she had a duel with Velzard. During that duel, Velzard went overboard and started to use more of his power. And in the heat of battle, seeing the chance, Ciel helped Shizu evolve further, similar to how Chloe evolved. And with Ciel's little help and guidance, Shizu evolved into a new race. Practically, it is impossible to go any further than Divine Human, which is achieved after becoming a true hero, because it's the peak of human evolution. But because of my magicules fusing with her and because of its influence, she was able to evolve further. It's like, in a way she is connected with me directly, and because I don't have any restrictions on me, she also able to evolve, but only with Ciel's help and guidance. After her evolution, she became a completely new race known as the True Spirit, and attained an existence similar to that of a true dragon. This new race is distinct from any other, resembling the true dragon lineage. As a true spirit, she embodies an existence akin to that of a true dragon, essentially becoming a natural phenomenon like us. Shizu transitioned into a true spirit due to her pre-existing connection with spiritual energies, particularly after absorbing the spirit that I bestowed upon her. Thus, her final stage of evolution led her to become a true spirit. She evolved similarly to how I evolved into a true dragon, which means she is now both a human and a true spirit simultaneously, much like how I am a primordial demon and a true dragon simultaneously. In essence, she reincarnated into a body of a true spirit, while retaining the essence of a divine human. This makes her a true spirit and a divine human simultaneously, similar to my dual nature as a primordial and true dragon. Additionally, after incarnating into a true spirit, her physical material body has become stronger, now known as a true humanoid spirit body, akin to my own true demonic dragon body. And since true spirits and true dragons are almost the same races, with the only difference being that true spirits do not have dragon in their name, and don't have a dragon form. Other than that, there is no difference between true dragons and true spirits. Because of this similarity, I also absorbed Shizu after her evolution into a true spirit, and turned her into my skills, just as I have done with the true dragon siblings. With that, Azathoth now has 2 new sub-skills. True Spirit Release and True Spirit Nucleation. Both of these skills are identical to True Dragon Release and True Dragon Nucleation, except for their names, otherwise, they have the same functions. I don't know why, but Ciel is against the idea of integrating True Spirit Release into True Dragon Release, and True Spirit Nucleation into True Dragon Nucleation. She said that even if both races are similar and both skills have the same functions, it wouldn't be a good idea to merge them. I didn't ask her why she said this, but if she believes it wouldn't be beneficial, then there's no need to pursue it. After evolving into a true spirit, she gained 2 new intrinsic skills. 1. Divine Spirit Haki. 2. Universal Sense. Divine Spirit Haki is similar to our true dragon's Dragon Spirit Haki, and it is as potent as our Haki. Universal Sense is similar to our Universal Sense. During that fight, Velzard used Time Stop and activated the Suspended World. Seizing the opportunity, Ciel assisted to Shizu evolve into a digital life form. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that during Shizu and Ciel's conversation, Ciel convinced Shizu to undergo some experiments, thereby making her stronger in the process. I think it's acceptable because it's a win-win situation for both of them. AN. Nothing serious, just Ciel doing her thing, which is finding more lab rats to experiment on. And even if I try to say something, it won't make a difference because when two women unite together on one thing, then men can't do anything about it. Anyway, now she is one of 4 digital life forms in the world. They're me, Ciel, Chloe, and now Shizu. Actually, when Chloe absorbed Chrono and became one with her, she also became a digital life form. This transformation occurred because Chrono was a monas, and a monas is a type of digital life form. When Chloe absorbed her monas and became one with it, she also became a digital life form. And after evolving into a digital life form, Shizu gained a new intrinsic skill, which is also similar to mine, called information particle manipulation. Now, Shizu has 3 intrinsic skills. 1. Divine Spirit Hockey. 2. Universal Sense. 3. Information particle manipulation. I don't know why Chloe didn't have this intrinsic skill, even though she is a digital life form. I think it's because of my magicules fusing with Shizu that she acquired a skill similar to mine. Other individuals who can move in the suspended world, like Veldora, milf, and Guy, belong to the category of digital nature, not digital life form. Digital nature shares similarities with digital life form, but also possesses distinct differences. Digital nature refers to beings who can interfere with information particles and manipulate them, enabling them to move in the suspended world. However, digital life form beings are superior to digital nature. Digital life forms can interfere with information particles and manipulate them at will by using their intrinsic skill, information particle manipulation. It's like this. For example, there are 2 beings, one is a slime, and the other is a human, and they both possess a unique skill. Gluttony. However, the key difference is that the slime will be able to use gluttony more effectively, and bring out its full potential, using it to its maximum power, while, on the other hand, a human can also use this skill, but not at the level of a slime, and he won't be able to use it to its full potential. This difference arises because slimes have intrinsic skills absorb and dissolve, which are highly compatible and completely synchronized with gluttony. If used properly, then that slime can bring out its full potential and use it to its maximum power. But a human doesn't have those skills. Actually, humans don't have any intrinsic skills in the first place. And here is also same situation. Beings who are digital nature can interfere with information particles and manipulate them, but not like beings who are digital life form. Also, with Ciel's assistance, Shizu's 2 ultimate and 1 unique skill integrated and became a new ultimate skill, now known as Flame Goddess. With this skill, she has become the first wielder of a Goddess series skill. And it is one of the skills which is in the same series as milf's skill Destruction God, Shiva. It is a skill that gives her complete control over the elements of flames, light, and spiritron. Note: in tensura, flames are superior to fire. Its essence is the flamehiate, light, and spiritron. Because of its essence being flamehiate, light, and spiritron, it enhances her control over the elements of heat and light, making her flames more powerful. Her skill is similar to Velgryn's divine flame god, Cthulhu, but at the same time, it's different. Velgryn's Cthulhu grants her complete control over the concept of heat, amplifying her nature which is heat, scorching, and acceleration. However, Shizu's skill, Anai, is different. It grants her control over heat, but it's not as extensive as Velgryn's skill. Here, heat refers to Shizu's increased control over the concept of heat, enhancing the strength of her flames, heat, and light attributes, rather than complete dominion over the abstract concept of heat like Velgryn's Cthulhu. Additionally, Anai grants her complete control over the concept of flames, thereby making her flames strong enough to burn and cut through space and time like a hot knife through butter. So we can say that Velgryn's skill solely focuses on the concept of heat and acceleration, making it the pinnacle of heat-based abilities, and it is also the strongest heat scourge type of skill. It grants her complete control over the abstract concept of heat, allowing her to manipulate heat in any way she desires. On the other hand, Shizu's skill Anai is more diverse and versatile. It offers a broader range of capabilities, granting her control over the concept of heat and complete control over the concepts of flame, light, and spiritron. This versatility allows her to harness a wider array of powers and manipulate them with precision and finesse. Also, because its essence includes spiritron, Shizu can interfere with and manipulate spiritrons, similar to how we interact with information particles. Spiritrons are similar to information particles but have distinct differences. Information particles are superior to spiritrons. Spiritrons are subatomic particles that constitute all forms of spiritual matter, lacking any specific attribute and occupying a position akin to that of neutrons. On the other hand, information particles are contained within all matter in the world, including souls, skills, atoms, and subatomic particles. This implies that spiritrons are also made of information particles in a way. That's why information particles are superior to spiritrons. This knowledge deepens our understanding of the intricate nature of spiritual and informational components within the world of tensura, shedding light on the fundamental building blocks that underpin its reality. If we delve deeper into spiritrons, we can observe that they are a type of spiritual matter. Normally intangible and invisible to the naked eye, spiritrons can materialize into a solid state under certain conditions. Despite typically being infused with attributes and compounded to form composite-like particles such as magicules, spiritrons are also capable of existing independently. In this state, spiritrons move erratically through space-time in seemingly random patterns, appearing to defy the passage of time and space, and traverse through all kinds of barriers, and slipping through physical materials effortlessly. Although the movement of spiritrons appears random, they obey their own set of laws. By understanding these laws, known as the laws of natural spiritron transference, it becomes possible to predict their movements. If this ability is combined with the capability to manipulate spiritrons, it is possible to offset and counteract their movement by projecting additional spiritrons at them, resulting in the two cancelling each other out, leading to the cancellation of their effects. It should be noted that an attack with a fluctuating or extreme density of spiritrons is extremely difficult to predict, making it an unpredictable attack, which can result in an imperfect defense. And milf's magical attacks and barriers are based on these spiritrons and their properties, which are her Drago Nova, Drago Buster, and her invisible barrier that she has inherited from Veldanava, along with a few more techniques. With the combined ability to control spiritrons with her flames, Shizu can destroy and cut through any kind of barrier, no matter how powerful it is. However, there are some exceptions such as Michule's Castle Guard and milf's Star Barrier and Invisible Barrier, renowned for their exceptional defensive capabilities. They are not some of the strongest barriers in existence for nothing. Also, because of her ability to control spiritrons, she can also manipulate dark light. When spiritrons become agitated, it is possible for them to release radiation in the form of black-colored pseudo-light waves, which are known as dark light. This dark light is extremely chaotic, scrambling the genes of living beings and piercing through infants that get in its way. The nuclear magic spell Death Streak operates using these principles. So, we can say the dark light is something similar to chaos energy, but it is hundreds of times harder to control than chaos energy. Well, all that taken into consideration, her skill is exceptionally powerful. And yet, that's not all, there is still more to her skill than this. Her skill is like this. Ultimate skill. Flame Goddess, and I. Sub-skills. 1. Thought Acceleration. Accelerates the user's thought processing speed up to a factor of millions of times. 2. Analytical Appraisal. The ability to analyze and assess the target. 3. Chant Annulment. The ability to eliminate the need for chanting when using magic. 4. All of Creation. The ability to comprehend any non-concealed phenomena in this world. 5. Multi-dimensional Barrier. It is a barrier-type skill that achieves absolute defense through the utilization of an always-active multi-layer barrier, in combination with Dimension Fault, the upgraded version of Distortion Field. It boasts a foolproof defense against physical, elemental, and emission-type attacks. While there are attacks that could potentially break it, if the user is able to analyze the nature of the oncoming attack, they can adjust the barrier to block it. Its performance is above that of even Uriel's Absolute Guard. 6. Space-time Domination. It allows the user to manipulate and utilize the element. 7. Infinite Regeneration. Infinite Regeneration is vastly superior to ultra-speed regeneration. While ultra-speed regeneration can only regenerate the material body, infinite regeneration can also regenerate the spiritual body, the astral body, and even the soul. Likewise, while ultra-speed regeneration can be disabled by spiritrons, infinite regeneration continues working under those conditions by increasing the magicule's input. 8. Law Domination. Gives the user absolute control over all laws of the world, magical or scientific, from the 5 basic elements of earth, water, fire, wind, and space, down to the properties of gravity, heat, and inertia, etc. 9. Flame Heat Domination. It gives the user complete control over the concept of flames. Also, it gives the ability to control the concept of heat. In doing so, it increases the power of the user's flames, and makes them stronger. It makes the user's flames strong enough to burn and cut through space and time like a hot knife through butter. 10. Light Domination. It gives the user complete control over the element of light. The user can use the light element however they want, and they can also use it at their will. 11. Spiritual Particles Domination. It gives the user complete control over the spiritrons, also known as spiritual particles. It also grants the ability to understand and manipulate the laws of natural spiritron transference. Additionally, it removes the risk of collateral damage, allowing the user to go all out. Dark Light Domination. The ability to use dark light, which is made when the spiritrons are agitated and release radiation in the form of black-colored pseudo-light waves. Honestly, after seeing her ultimate skill, I can say that she has one of the strongest ultimate skills in the tensura world. Anyway, after her evolution into a true spirit, she was stronger than Velgrynd, but still weaker than Velzard, Guy, Diablo, and Chloe. Initially, she had the potential to reach Velgrynd's level of power. However, after some of my magicules fused with her, her potential vastly increased, reaching new levels exceeding the potential of the likes of Chloe, Guy, Diablo, and Velz. Upon her evolution into a true spirit, Veldora took on the role of mentor, teaching her the art of borrowing and utilizing turn null energy from me. Subsequently, she mastered this technique with remarkable speed and ease. Furthermore, Veldora taught her how to tap into Nihility energy and borrow it, an ability that she learned, mastered, and incorporated into her arsenal. The amount of Nihility energy she can harness is nothing compared to how much Veldora can harness and use, but even with that limited amount, she can match the strength of beings like Velzard, Guy, and others. In comparison to how much Veldora harnesses the Nihility energy and his mastery over it, she can only access 5–10% of the Nihility energy and its potential. However, she can utilize Nihility energy without undergoing the process that Veldora experienced, thanks to my magic. My magicules are accustomed to Nihility energy and can withstand any amount of it. As my magicules are fused with her, they are gradually blending with her own magicules, enabling her to harness Nihility energy. So it is evident that, over time, the amount of Nihility energy she can use will increase. Moreover, due to the depth of our soul corridor, which rivals Veldora's, she can borrow both turn null energy and Nihility energy through it. This symbiotic relationship between Shizu and my magicules not only expands her repertoire of abilities, but also underscores the potency of her potential as a wielder of the strongest energies. However, the most interesting thing is that, as time passes, my magicules, which were fused with her, are becoming one with her own magicules, indicating that magicules are compatible with her. But still, this is not enough for her to become stronger than or as strong as the likes of Veldora and milf, at least not now. However, with this, she can force them to fight her with complete seriousness. But when they become serious, they will defeat her and even kill her in a matter of minutes. When she uses Nihility energy, she is a little weaker than Rammus, and when she is in her base form and with turn null energy, she is as strong as Velzard, Guy, Diablo, and Chloe. This difference is only because Rammus has more experience than her. But still, she is as strong as or stronger than Guy, Velzard, Diablo, and Chloe. It's because they have skills and experience, and in this world, existence value doesn't determine someone's strength. It's like this. If we consider two individuals, referred to as A and B, person A has an existence value of around 50 million, 50M, but lacks experience and skills. Here, skills don't refer to unique or ultimate abilities. Conversely, person B has an existence value of 25 million, 25M, yet possesses greater experience and skills than A. In a hypothetical confrontation between them, person B is most likely to emerge as the victor. This outcome stems from the fact that person A lacks experience and skill, relying solely on brute force. In contrast, person B, despite having less energy than A, can utilize it more efficiently due to their experience and skill set. Thus, person B can leverage their expertise to win the fight. And here is the same thing. Even if Shizu had more energy when she used Nihility energy, she doesn't have the experience and skills to back it up. That's why she is currently as strong as Velzard, Guy, Diablo, and Chloe, or slightly stronger than them, but ultimately, there are only 50–53% chances that she will win against them. Against Rammus, she only has a 25–30% chance of winning. But if she were to learn our Tempest arts, then she could become as strong as Rammus or slightly weaker than her. However, there are only around 35–40% chances of her winning against Rammus. Her chances of winning against Velzard, Guy, Diablo, and Chloe would increase to 58.6%. This slight increase is because they have experience in fighting and skills to back them up. Well, I think she will learn Tempest arts soon because today I am planning to ask her for marriage.